me that put Freddie down, Kane.
You never speak on that shit again, Fame. Not to me, not to nobody.
Warrant for your son's arrest. He's wanted for murder.
Motherfucking bullshit!
We can help you, Sean. But you need to help yourself.
What's the 411? What's the 411? Thinking about catching bodies, it changed my life.
He gone?
Famous just taking a break for a minute, that's all.
Where's Famous at? I've been saying he left town or something.
A lot of talk, and I don't know what to believe. Yeah, I grabbed up by the police for that kid Freddie. People are saying he trying to tell him shit to get out from under.
Famous snitching?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
You wanna make some real loot, get me some information.
Kid.
Beware of the hand when it's coming from the left. I ain't tripping.
Just watch your step.
Famous last words.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video, and we have been receiving more hints, clues, and details about our boy Famous. He's been missing the entirety of season 4 of Famous and Kanan so far within these first 3 episodes, but we've been left some breadcrumbs that we're going to be able to piece together, as well with the leaked episode titles and descriptions. We're going to be able to piece it all together and break down what actually happened to Famous. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good for our boy. So we're gonna talk about his possible death and Kanan's rampage, his revenge, where all these scenes are leading up to based off the information we have already received. So if you guys like this video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on what happened to Famous down below, and also any other videos you want to see on the channel. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So as I said in the intro, we know there's been a bunch of leaked episode titles and descriptions that we're gonna get to. That Famous name is mentioned from like episode 5 and onward, but before that, in episode 3, we already started getting a few clues and details about him being missing, what's going on surrounding him. Now, the first thing we do see is Lou. Famous, we know his record popped off at the end of last season, where we seen him talking to people at the label that Lou is working with now, talking about making moves, signing him, getting his song on the radio, whatever. And we saw going into this season, they made that happen. We saw Lou and him having a conversation when Lou got back from rehab, telling him Famous was missing, or Famous is taking a break currently, or whatever with that situation.
Anyone heard from him, by the way?
Not that I know of. He'll circle back. Fame just gotta clear his head.
But even more so now, going into episode 3, we saw him with his new artist, Be Rilla. They're chilling, they're eating together, and Famous song comes on the radio. We see Lou's whole face and demeanor change, and he decides to turn the song off. Now, after this, Be Rilla straight up asks him, is he dead? Is Famous gone? What happened to him?
He gone?
Famous just taking a break for a minute, that's all.
And the answer Lou gives is just like, he'll be back, he's just out the way right now. Famous is good though, so he still seems like Famous is alive, but the reaction he gave kind of doesn't tell that side of the story. It doesn't make it seem like that, at least. But more importantly, we then get in that same episode a conversation between Jukebox and Kanan, where we get what's the word on the street about what happened to Famous. We overhear, of course, Jukebox telling her, or saying that Marvin told her that he just left town.
Where's Famous at? I've been saying he left town or something.
A lot of talk, and I don't know what to believe.
Which is interesting because a lot of people seem to think Lou Marvin had something to do with the situation, so that's something to look out for. We also hear Kanan talk about him getting picked up for Freddie. We know Famous told him he was the one who took out Freddie in season 3.
It was me that put Freddie down, Kane.
You never speak on that shit again, Fame. Not to me, not to nobody.
And we also hear him talking about people talking about the possibility of Famous snitching.
People are saying he trying to tell him shit to get out from under.
Famous snitching?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
But all this is brought up in this scene between Jukebox and Kanan, and the most interesting part about it, we're about to get into that when we get into these leaked episode descriptions, is Kanan said he went and talked to Famous' mom.
Spoke to his mom's right quick, but she don't know nothing either. And I ain't say much because Fame is talking to police. Who know what she thinking about me?
Now we know that's interesting because in season 3, when Famous was arrested, it was at his mom's house. It was her fault because he brought the gun back home that he used to kill Freddy, hid it on top of his closet. She turned it into the police, and when they ran ballistics, they was able to match it to of course the Freddy murder. And she was at the police station with him when he was getting questioned and everything about it. So if he took a deal or anything like that, she will of course know about that. Now keep that in mind for when we get into the leaked episode descriptions and whatnot. Now we get into the actual leaked episode titles, descriptions, and how we connect back to all the scenes we've seen in the trailers, the teasers, everything we're gonna see from here on out, and also exclusive pictures we have not yet seen within the show. First off, we go to the episode 5 description, the nail that sticks up. Now, obviously just focused on the Famous side of things, it says Famous's mother desperately tries to find him. Now, once again, as I just mentioned in the last section, we know Kanan said he had a conversation with her and she didn't know where Famous was. This leads me to believe that Famous isn't snitching because one, she would know where he was, obviously with Zach somewhere hiding. Now obviously she wouldn't reveal that to Kanan for his safety, but the fact that it says in this episode description that she's going to be actively looking and searching for him means he's not in a safe place. He's more than likely not snitching now that she doesn't know where he is and that she's going to be going out her way to look for him. This leads me to believe that him dying or already being dead is very possible at this point. This brings us to the episode 406 description, and interestingly enough, the episode title is called The Price of Fame, and we see within it, it says Kanan recruits Jukebox to help him get justice for his friend. Now this title, name, and also the description can connect to so much we have yet to see within the show. First off, the title name is not a coincidence calling it The Price of Fame, because we also saw an official trailer that dropped for season 4. At the very end, we hear Stefano say Famous last word.
Famous last words.
A lot of people took that as a clue and hint as well, that they wouldn't just put that for no reason, especially at the very last scene of the trailer, the very last impression to leave us on. A lot of people thought that was hinting at Famous, something possibly happening to him within the season. And once the season started, we saw he was missing. We saw that clue to be true. Next up, obviously, Kanan recruits Jukebox to help him get justice for a friend. We saw in the trailers, Kanan and Jukebox is gonna go on some type of hit together where they pull up to the basketball courts, pull out the guns on everyone, and we hear Kanan within the trailer telling people, hey, y'all wanna make some real loot, some real money, give me some information.
I want to make some real loot. Get me some information.
Oh, kid.
Now, a lot of people could possibly think this could connect to OC, seeing as in the last episode, we of course saw that Unique broke into Kanan's apartment and possibly kidnapped or killed OC, and Kanan finding this out within the next episodes where it takes place. But it talks about him getting justice for a friend, and we could see in even later descriptions, I believe like 7 and 8, it talks about Kanan going look for OC as well as Jukebox. So I think that means he knows OC is alive, or at least the justice for his friend that they're talking about in the episode 6 description is not OC. Of course, the last clue before we get into the next leaked episode title and description, we have the leaked picture of Kanan going to a gravesite. A lot of people believe this could possibly be Famous. Of course, we have to say that and be honest that we know his grandmother is gonna die of cancer more than likely before the end of the season, so this can easily be her as well. But a lot of people are seemingly connecting it to the possibility of Famous. We also gotta remember he killed Howard, his dad, so this could be a boatload of people, honestly. But I'm also leaning towards it being his grandmother. He's bringing her a rose and everything like that. We're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out, but I don't think this is necessarily indicating or pointing towards Famous, but I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if it did point towards him in the end or be him in the end. And then we can get into the last 2 descriptions that could lead to secrets, clues, and hints about what happens to Famous. Of course, episode 408, Street Struck. The bottom says Jukebox joins the search for OC while Kanan looks into his theory on what happened to Famous. So I think by this point he'll start piecing some things together. Maybe we get more flashbacks like we did in the very first episode this season, and we see more of what took place during that time period. But currently, I think at this point he'll start to have some clues or details or insights of where to look, where to go to get the answers that he wants. And last but not least, episode 410, Give Me the Weight. It says a devastated Kanan furiously searches for answers and revenge. I think at this point he's gonna crash out completely. I think, of course, like I said earlier, his grandma has died. He doesn't trust Rock. She has done so much fucked up shit at this point, killed his father, and it says in the episode 9 description that Rock is possibly gonna have something to do with getting rid of Crystal. So once he finds out, or it is revealed, that Famous was killed, a lot of people seemingly think Lou or Marvin, Rock possibly has something to do with it. If that comes out to be true, I think he's officially gonna be gone. This is his best friend, and if he didn't snitch, I think he did have a lot of love from him, even though he kind of was fucking over bro in season 3. This is his partner, this is his friend. They've been through a lot together since season 1 of them rapping together. He was there when Kanan caught his first body, or at least took his first shots or whatever. And of course, we all know, I mentioned this probably 100 times, he went on to name his son Sean, Kanan that is. Famous's real name is Sean, so a lot of people expected him to die sometime in raising Kanan, and it to be tragic, hit hard on Kanan, and that's what led him to go on to name his son after him, his best friend. So I do think by the end of the season we'll have all the answers on Famous. I do believe he is dead, and I can't wait to see Kanan's reaction, who was involved, and how he chooses to go about the entire situation. Overall, that's it for this video. You guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions on Famous, his death, and Kanan's revenge down below based on these clues, hints, details, predictions. Let me know your prediction if you don't think or necessarily believe he's dead, and if you do, who took him out, what's gonna happen into the flashback. I'm open to hear all you guys' thoughts and ideas with the leaked episode descriptions and stuff. Maybe you guys will be able to piece it together better than me, but I'll be looking at the comments. Also, let me know what other videos you want to see. I already told you guys that, but this season is about to finally start heating up more and more and more. I know it's mainly been focused on Unique and Rock, and even that storyline didn't heat all the way up yet, but Famous is the character I've been most interested in going into the season. So as more things are being revealed, we're probably going to have more videos on him. But if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.